Hello, welcome to the premium shirt class powered by Meg Unique Stitches. So in this class, we are going to be learning how to draft and sew a male and a female shirt. Okay, so it's a two-in-one class. So there are no much differences between a male and a female shirt. The basic differences are in the button placement. Okay, you know that a shirt has an opening at the front where we insert our buttons and the button holes. For the male shirts, the buttons are usually on the right hand side, while the button holes are on the left hand side. While for the female shirts, the buttons are on the left hand side, the button holes are on the right hand side. So this is basically the difference between the male shirt and the female shirt. Another difference you might want to consider is in the fitness of the shirt. So basically, the male shirt is usually loose than the female. The female shirt is usually more fitted than the male shirt. But this is not a major difference because sometimes the female shirt can be loosed, the male shirt can be fitted. So it depends on the style you are making. So, but the major difference is the button placement I talked about earlier. Okay, so in this particular class, we are going to be drafting a shirt for a male shirt. But mind you, everything we do here, you can adopt the same method when you are drafting for the female shirt. Okay, so right here on the table is our pattern paper. Now, you can draft directly on your fabric. As a matter of fact, everything we'll do here, you can do on your fabric. Because on this pattern, I'm going to be adding allowances. Okay, so the main reason why I want to use a pattern before transferring to the fabric is because I want us to see all the markings clearly. Okay, so I'm going to be assuming I'm working with a fabric. I'll be assuming I'm drafting directly on my fabric, even though I am using a pattern. Okay, so I said that to say that whatever we do here, you can do on your fabric directly. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to lay your pattern flat like this or your fabric. And of course, we're going to be drafting the front block first before the back block. And what do you need? You need a tape measure, you need a tape rule, you need your ruler, you need your armhole curve, and of course, you need the measurements. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to fold. You want to fold your fabric. Okay, so let's assume that this is our fabric. Okay, let's assume this is our fabric. I want to explain to you how you should fold your fabric. Okay, how you should fold your fabric. Now, when you pick up your fabric, you will notice that there is a part of the fabric that has the factory label. It's called the selvage end. Okay, the selvage end. You want to fold. Let's assume that this is our fabric and this is the part here and here has that label I'm talking about. Okay, you would be able to notice it when you pick up your fabric. So you want to fold from one selvage end to the other selvage end. Okay, you want to fold over like so. You want to just fold it over. Please pay attention. So I'm doing this because of those who might want to draft directly on their fabric. Okay, for those who might want to directly draft on their fabric, so you want to fold over like so. Okay, so from one selvage end to the other selvage end, you want to fold over like this. Then you want to fold your plackets. Okay, your placket. Remember that we are drafting the front part first, and the front part usually have the button. So you want to fold the button placket, which can be 2 inches wide. It can be 1 inch wide. It can be 1.5 inches wide, 2.5 inches wide, but not less than 1 inch, please. So you want to fold over like so. Okay, now that is for those who want to draft directly on their fabric. But since we are drafting on our pattern first, I'm not going to be drafting on fold. Okay, I'll be drafting using one single pattern. Then when transferring to the fabric, we will then fold our fabric into two. Please don't be confused. If you have any question, feel free to ask your question. Okay, so I said that for this particular shirt, our bottom placket would be 2 inches wide. Okay, our bottom placket would be 2 inches wide. So you want to take note of that. Bottom placket for this shirt we are drafting is 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to be folding along this part 2 inches. Okay, so I want to measure to ensure I have that. So I have my tape rule is 1 inch short. In case you're wondering, I said 2, but you're saying 3. So it's actually 2. So this is 2 inches for the bottom placket. Okay, at the front of the shirt. So having folded your bottom placket, the next thing you want to do is to mark out your bottom overlap. Okay, now on this bottom placket we are going to be marking out our bottom overlap. Okay, and to do that I'm just going to be dividing these 2 inches into two, so which means my bottom overlap would be 1 inch. But if your bottom placket is 2.5 inches, you can make your bottom overlap to be 1 inch. Okay, it can be half an inch even. Okay, but in this case we are going to divide this particular placket into two for our bottom overlap. Please do not forget to do this. It's very, very important that you do this. So I'm just going to be making points at 1 inch. Okay, from this end point here, 1 inch, 1 inch, and I will connect all the points into a straight line. I'll connect my points into a straight line. Okay, you will just do this till the end of your shirt length. Okay, you need to get to the end of your shirt length. So I'll just take it down, 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 and stop at whatever point I want. Okay, so I have it this way. So here I have divided my bottom placket into two. Okay, so I have it like so, into two. So once you have done this, now the next thing you must take note of is every measurement we're going to be taking now will begin from this point. You don't start maybe you want to take your chest circumference. You don't start from the end here. Okay, you don't start taking from the end here. It begins from this 1 inch. Okay, so this other part is not part of the measurement. Okay, so the next we're going to do right now is to take our shoulder, half of our shoulder measurement, and our shoulder for this particular shirt we're drafting is 17 inches. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. To that value we are going to be adding half an inch, and that is 9 inches. So watch where I place my tape. So I want to mark at 9 inches. Don't forget my tape rule is 1 inch less. So you might see me marking at 10. It's actually 9 inches. So here is the 9 inches point here. Okay, 9 inches. Okay, so I'll just mark it like across like so. Okay, so having done this, the next we're going to mark is our armhole depth. Now the armhole depth is, you can calculate your armhole depth by dividing your shoulder into two also, plus half an inch. So shoulder is 17 inches divided by 2 is 8.5 plus half an inch, 9 inches. So our armhole depth is also 9 inches. But before marking the armhole depth, let us do our Let's do our shoulder slant. You and I know that the human shoulder is not straight. The human shoulder, whether a male or a female, is slanted. So we need to slant. We cannot use a straight line as our shoulder. Okay, we need to slant it. Okay, so to do that, we will take our, from this 1 inch here, I'm going to be marking on 3 inches. You can do 2.5. So we have my 3 inches here. And on this 9 inches mark here, I'll come down by 2 inches. You can come down by 1 inches, but in this class I'll come down by 2 inches. Okay, so I have my 2 inches here, I have my 3 inches here. From this point to this point, let me confirm that. Okay, from this point to this point is 3 inches. So I'm going to be connecting the points together with a slant line. Okay, and this become our shoulder slant. So here is the shoulder slant. Now from this shoulder slant is where we're going to be taking our armhole depth. And I said the armhole depth is 9 inches, okay? But because we want to draft a kind of shirt that has a shoulder drop. Now there are different ways to actually draft a shirt. You can draft a shirt whereby the shoulder line would rest exactly on the shoulder. Another type is where the shoulder line from the back will come towards the front. It will extend beyond the shoulder line, coming towards the front of the shirt. Okay, so because of that, we are going to be reducing this armhole depth by 2 inches. So instead of 9 inches, I would mark 7 inches on the front block. So when I join the back and the front together, we would now rearrange